Okay, hi guys. This is another episode of Daddy Issues. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, so for this particular episode, we are going to be talking a bit more about your relationship with your wives and with regards to children also lah, right? Because this is Daddy Issues. So while you guys are talking and answering the questions that I have today, there will be a bit of an activity for you guys. As you can see on your table, you have a lot of flowers.
Yeah.
Yes. So, as you may have already guessed, you guys will be doing floral arrangement.
Oh no.
While thinking of your wives, right? So this is supposed to be like a bit of an appreciation gift for her after this episode lah. Yeah.
We've never done this before, right?
No. I don't even know what the items are for. I haven't been to an art class
I haven't.
for like more than 20 years.
Art and craft is not my forte.
Yeah, same. But I'm gonna take something that looks red first.
Okay.
Feels like it will give me a better chance.
Go for it, man. Hey, do you have preference for colors?
No,
No.
I just
Shen was saying it's about the wife's preference. Oh, that's hard.
think it's the thought that counts.
Okay, lah. That's true.
Why is it hard? You don't know her favorite color?
No, I know her favorite color. but not when it comes to flowers. These are not roses though. These are not.
They don't.
So do you guys now have any idea what you are doing?
Yeah. Better than just now.
So maybe JP, what do you have in mind?
I think Timothy was giving me the hint already. So got the main actors, so I'll get the roses. And then got the calafia next lah, which would be the baby breath, like you call it.
But what's with the color scheme over there? Because I don't really see a color scheme going on.
Oh, that's a good question. I actually don't know, so.
Okay, how about Timothy? What's your vision?
Not really a vision, but it seems a bit red and Chinese New Year-ish. So I thought
yours
it just
very...
happened. So I think I will just stick to what by chance happened to work.
Okay, so while you guys continue
think
to pick out your flowers, I'm going to go ahead and ask the questions,
Sure.
okay?
Okay.
Okay, so either one of you can just begin to reply. Okay, so the first one is, your wife does the majority of household chores. Is that true or false?
Timothy, I'll let you have the honor.
Oh gosh. I think she does quite a fair bit. Maybe backtrack. When we first got our first HDB flat, we actually didn't have any helpers, didn't have any kids back then. So we actually split the household chores quite fairly. We actually do it together. So because back then it was just the two of us, and then you got a 4-room HDB flat. You don't really use all the rooms. You use one of the toilets only and stuff like that. So we tend to only do a proper house cleaning once a week, usually on Saturday or on Sundays, and then we usually do it together. So I still remember, I don't like it, but I do wash the toilets because I think I don't mind washing the toilets because I did in the army. So I actually like, okay, never mind, this is not as bad as the army anyway. These days, we do have external help, so we don't do as much household chores as we used to.
Who does more? Okay, that has to be the wife.
Or how much do you do in the first place? That's a good point to start from, right?
You gave me the chance to say that I got do some lah.
Okay.
And not zero. But I think my wife does a bit more. Okay, I should remove that a bit. She does more. Oh, doing laundry. Doing laundry was something I actually quite enjoy. Should I say that? Okay. So
doing
I wash.
laundry means put in the washing machine?
Yes,
or
put in the washing machine.
Yes, or on the button, or is that
on the button? Yes, that's quite fun. And then of course hanging the clothes to dry. So I'll do that too, because I like my clothes to be to have that clean, dry feel, and she likes to do more. So we'll naturally split the work a bit that way. But as we then went on to have kids, then especially after the second kid, we decided that we just needed help. We just couldn't do it because we'll be too tired, screaming at each other sometimes as well, the house getting dirty and so on. So we got a helper, and the helper has been a great help to help us with some of the chores. But some of the stuff at home, the house chores, we still try to do a bit. In a way, it's also to tell the kids that, hey, we all have a little bit of a role to play in keeping the house clean.
Your wife has a closer relationship with the children. True or false?
I think Maybe it depends on the child.
Maybe based on your own perception.
I think for certain things, they find the mother more than me for sure. For example, like at night, they tend to want to find my wife a bit more. But if it's to, I want to say the more fun things that they find me. But I think it's quite balanced lah. It's quite balanced because I got 2 girls and 1 boy. So it just depends on when it's playing. Usually, they would want to find me, or reading stories, they will want to find me. Yeah, so I think it's quite balanced. I can't really say like it's automatically they find their mom more. Yeah.
Have you ever asked them who they prefer, daddy or mommy more?
No, we don't have a habit of asking that question.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't want to hear the answer. Actually, we don't have a habit of asking that.
I find it puts the kids in a very a position they don't really want to see. Because sometimes we casually ask these questions, and then they will feel like they want to give us the correct answer because they don't. So I know that they will prefer their mum, but they don't want to say it. So they will say like, oh, they love everybody.
So you definitely won't ask them that question.
Sometimes we just casually ask for fun, but they never want to. I think they never want to make me feel sad. Like maybe they prefer the mum or stuff.
Well,
like that.
their EQ it's actually pretty good because they're actually considerate towards your feelings.
But I have a story. So to answer whether my kids prefer who more, I think it's not so much who they prefer more, but I think they tend to be more sticky to their mom.
Okay.
So I still remember when my wife brought one of my middle girl overseas. Then my oldest was very, it was not, I wouldn't say very upset, but she just felt very lost that her mom is going overseas and she's not. So it's more of, I'll say more sticky to the wife, rather than who they prefer. Sticky. They have.
Yeah, maybe it's also a relation of, it's correlated to maybe how much time one of us spend more at home compared to the wife. So maybe that could be it as well.
Yeah.
Because I think the one who spend more time at home will naturally have more time to deepen the relationship with the kids. So that in that sense, the kids will be maybe closer to that person. Yeah.
Okay, maybe we have a check-in on how you guys are doing with the flowers.
Oh, that's tough.
I don't know why I'm actually cutting it, but I just thought I should
I've seen florists do it, so I think you're on the right track.
So I'm just trying to standardize the length now.
Yeah, because I'm wondering, JP, why are you not using your scissors as much?
Because I need to, I think make a, this, I need to wrap this, which is actually a challenge. I don't quite know how to do it.
That's going to be a problem.
So
I'm just going to, I just cut it. I think it looks okay lah, right? So
your colors coordinate better than mine, I think.
Just sort of. So now I'm just going to try to figure out how to wrap it.
I think usually it's in a cone shape.
Your wife doesn't trust you to take care of the children properly while she's away. True or false?
I'll say first, I think not true. I think it's somewhat false for my case. I think she trusts me to take care of the kids. I actually just came back from overseas in Hong Kong. We were there. I was there with one of my kids, so just the 2 of us. So we were there for about 8 days.
Okay.
And it was quite okay.
Worked out well.
Yeah, it was not too bad. It was quite easy actually. I mean, easy is relative lah, because we actually went on further trips with more kids. So compared to when I was in Japan with the entire family, it was a much easier trip just having 1 kid. And my wife did trust me and everything went fine. So I also think that, that's just my observation, but I feel like a lot of dads these days that I know, they tend to be a bit more hands-on.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I realized is that, because nowadays having a kid in Singapore is expensive, right?
Yeah.
And we all know how, especially if we are working parents or both parents are working, you just know how hectic it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So it's expensive, it's super hectic. So from what I can see, a lot of my friends, my daddy friends who have kids, whenever they have kids, they seem like it's a very intentional decision to have 1 kid, 2 kids, or 3 kids like us, right? So and that usually means they also want to be hands-on.
Yeah.
They don't want to just have kids and then choose not to be. I have no idea how to fold this into a phone, man.
This is actually quite. I thought it was supposed to be therapeutic. I feel getting increasingly stressed.
I'm like,
because I see that I'm not very sure what you're doing with your paper.
The teacher keep pointing to me.
It's a-
I
is
must
it
be
a
on the
cone?
total
Like,
wrong
I
track.
don't know, like-
Is it a cone?
I don't
Yeah,
know. Like I never. I mean, I bought flowers before, but I've never really.
Yeah, it's been a
observe.
while since I got the flowers. Maybe that's why I'm like more lost. But to answer your question, yeah, the wife actually is okay with me taking care of the kids too. She'll just like ask like, "Are you sure? You have to bring all three out, for the day and so on." Then,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but for me, okay, that's it, right? My wife can bring all three out on her own.
Okay.
And she's not just that she can do it, she's quite comfortable doing it.
Okay.
And my girls are not that big yet, so they're still quite small.
Yeah.
Including a 2-year-old. So the fact, so she would do it.
Yeah.
I dare not.
Okay. JP, you have made like. I feel like I've seen you do that a few times.
Yeah, but it just doesn't seem to hold. Doesn't seem to hold. Should I tighten it?
Okay, next question. Your wife is the stricter parent. True or false?
For me, I think who is stricter, for us, it kind of depends. Actually, we see quite eye to eye on a lot of matters when it comes to the kids.
Yeah.
So whether it's me enforcing the strictness. So for example, because my oldest is now in primary 1, just started school. So we try to make it a point that, and she loves to play games. So we actually bought her a Nintendo.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it a Nintendo Switch, is it?
Yeah, you started. Yeah, I haven't.
Right, so not a lot of, I mean, like what you say, like I was very concerned when she wanted to buy. I'm like, oh no, are they going to play the whole day?
Yeah.
So we make it a point to tell her that she can only play on the weekends.
Okay.
And even though when she started primary school, and she actually so far has always stick to that line. I think some things that I get very concerned about is safety lah. For me, like I just always, I don't know, like ever since I had my first kid, I don't know if you have that same problem, but I always visualize the worst. Like everything, I just visualize, oh no, something will happen. So they recently went for a staycation without me. Then my wife was just sending me some video of the staycation hotel in Singapore, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a balcony. Then the first thing I see is the
yeah,
balcony.
yeah.
You gotta close it.
I think it's
just
normal.
I
It's
just
very
keep thinking
normal,
that the
man.
worst
Yeah.
would happen no matter what.
I think it's very normal.
And sometimes even it's like
Yes.
it's such a downer, but then at the same time,
Yes, and then the kids will be very used to me then saying, you're nagging again, and so on and so forth. But I think it's quite common, maybe
no.
especially with
Oh, no,
daddies,
I'm
I'm not
in
sure.
trouble.
Yeah, so I also worry quite a
It's
bit.
too small.
Yeah.
I think you
Oh,
need
it's
a
too
bigger-
small already,
Yeah.
For JP, how about yourself?
What's the question again?
Is your wife
Stricter.
the stricter parent?
I think if we ask our kids that, they would probably say yes.
Ooh,
Yeah. So both me and my wife, we agree that we shouldn't have a good cop, bad cop kind of a role. We feel that it should be fair. So we don't want the kids to end up thinking, hey, daddy is stricter or mommy is not strict. So we try to agree on a few rules and principles for the family. And but I think when it comes to certain things like homework, my wife is definitely stricter. Yeah. I will just like, so have you done your homework if I'm back home, right? Then they will be like, oh no, I haven't. Then I'll be like, okay, make sure you do it later. But I won't like tell them, take out your textbook and your diary and let me see and show me you're doing now. So I won't usually do that. Yeah, because maybe I don't enjoy that, firstly. And secondly, I'm also hoping that they learn how to have that habit eventually. It's still a work in progress on that.
Yeah.
So they still try to. I also want them to have a bit of relaxing time after school. So that's a bit of my thinking. So my wife is usually stricter on that. She'll be like, make sure you do it, show me you're doing it, and she'll check and so on. So I think on that part it's stricter. There are certain stuff I am very strict on. So like what Timothy was alluding to, the safety part.
Yeah.
So when I think that they are, being reckless, especially like my youngest reckless, then I'll be the one who will raise my voice when I shouldn't. But I'll be like, hey, what are you doing? You shouldn't be doing this. I already told you, blah blah blah. So that's the part where my kids will get used to it lah. So they will joke among themselves. Yeah, Papa, there he goes again.
Okay, let's have a progress check. You guys are still on the same thing.
Hey, got cut off time.
So I was making, I thought I made a good enough cone. Then I realized that it's too short.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
the cone looks a bit skinny, but
this is tough, right?
yeah.
Or should I? Oops.
Okay.
When was the last time you guys gave flowers to your wives?
I do have habit of just like, so every Valentine's Day, I don't like, in the past I used to order a bouquet,
Okay.
so that would be like, you know, 80 to 100 bucks, I think, with
Yeah.
delivery to her,
Very
to her office,
pricey.
right, or to
Okay.
the office. But nowadays I just grab you know, ever since we got married, it's more like, let me just grab a stock. You know, they always sell single stock of flowers.
Yes,
lah,
yes.
Right, and
So
it's
just for the meaning.
yeah, just $10 or something. You can easily get it in any flower shop.
Yeah.
On Valentine's Day, then I just pass it to her, just to show that, you know, at least I care.
Oh, that's okay.
to
That's
buy.
sweet.
Yeah, but you won't see me with like a 20 rose bouquet standing
Not on
around
Valentine's Day, at least.
Raffles Lace or anything.
We both are in finance, so the economics of it don't make sense.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Do I have to answer that question?
Yeah, because you're being suspiciously quiet. Usually you will reply, you know, right?
That's because
after
I'm nice
he
to
says,
Timothy,
yeah.
I'll guess. It's been a while, and in my defense, not much defense. My wife doesn't actually, she doesn't seem to appreciate it. She'll be like, the flowers won't last. And I did get it some time ago, but it wasn't on Valentine's Day. I think it was for our anniversary, wedding anniversary. Then she was like, don't need lah, don't need. You can get me other stuff. So I think she tends to be a bit more practical.
We have two more. Your wife leaves the household finances to you. True or false?
Let me think. I think one of the advice I always give people, right, is that when we first got married, our finances were more simple, right? Because
Yep.
back then it's just pay the home mortgage
Yeah.
and then try to save more and not spend so much.
Yeah.
So just budgeting and then invest a bit, which I will do the investing.
Yeah.
But as the household becomes bigger, right, you earn a bit more, but your household becomes bigger because you have kids, you
Yeah.
have mortgages still. Then you sometimes also have to help your parents on certain things.
Yes.
I'll pay for the insurance because it's always bought by me and
Yeah.
it's there. And I will tell her what we have in case something happens to
Yeah.
me. We have different savings account, but
Yeah.
we try to keep each other accountable to how much we are saving or how much we're spending.
Yeah.
And then I think when it comes to like groceries and all those things, we have, I don't really do a lot of grocery shopping, even,
Yeah.
So the cards are with her and she has the correct cards that will allow you to get
Maximize
more cashback.
the cashbacks.
Yeah,
Yes.
but meals I usually pay, so I have the card that can give you the best dining rebates and stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. We split as well. So both me and my wife are pretty involved and active in the family finances.
All right.
Yeah. So for some of the stuff, okay. So for savings account, when we got married, we both have our individual one. Then I think as we have children, then we decided that let's have a joint account. So that's where we both put in every month some money, and then that money is used for the kids' school.
Yep.
And some of the grocery expenses and household expenses basically. Yeah, so that's how it works. And insurance as well, my wife is quite involved. She also looks at some of the health insurance plans for the kids. Then for me, I think just naturally the investment side of the family planning, I'll look into it. So like the investment plans for the kids.
See that you guys are almost done though. JP,
Yeah.
a bit sus over there.
Yeah, I thought your ribbons look
Yeah,
quite
my ribbon
nice, so
looks
we
nice.
should make use of it.
I'm gonna try it.
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe you start first, man. I'm gonna take a long time.
How are you going to pass it to her?
I don't know.
You know what? I'm gonna pass it to my girls. I think they will like.
Hey, that's for your wife.
Nobody knows how we'll do it afterwards.
Would you mind being a house husband?
Oh, that's a great question. House husband. I mean, in some sense, being a house husband, there's two ways of thinking about it, right? So I always wanted to be a house husband in a sense. If I have financial independence.
Yeah.
You know, if finance is not a problem for me and my family,
yeah.
I'll be basically happy is basically FIRE lah, you know.
Yeah,
You
that's
stop,
right.
you retire early,
Yeah, who
and
don't-
then just look after the kids.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I were to be a house husband, from that perspective, and there's financial freedom, we don't have to work anymore, I think I'll be super happy. But of course, if finance is still a concern, and that means my wife is working, and then I'm the one that's not working, I think it's doable. But you know, just for us, right, coming from like we're dual income, right, so both of us will work. I think it's really a financial consideration as well. And if you ask me, if the finance allows for it, we'd love to have one of us not working.
Yeah.
You know, whoever earns more can continue working, and whoever earns less can maybe look after the kids if that's something that finance permits. And that's my thoughts. But I don't really think that it's a situation where the husband, I mean, at least for me, right, if the husband must work and the wife needs to be the one staying at home, I don't think it has to be that clear. It's probably more of what is more practical.
Yeah. So
my
if the wife earns more,
yeah,
then economically makes sense for the wife to.
if one
to work,
if a parent, like, it will make more sense for her to continue working if we want one of us to stay at home.
Yeah.
And that's my thoughts on it.
Yes. Do I want to be a house husband? No, I don't think so.
But it's because you want to work, right?
Yes, I think I still need to do something.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming house husband does the work at home, but he doesn't work outside of his house. So I think I don't think I want that. I would also frame this question in the way that Timothy mentioned the part on FIRE, which is to be, you know, financially independent. So I think then opens up more options lah. So I can spend more. I think I would want more time at home with the kids, but I don't want to be 100% house husband because I think I'll go crazy. Yeah, with the house chores and having to manage, the kids' homework and the disciplining and so on. I think I would need my space to do something I value, and so it's just the right balance. Yeah, and I think it's back to when you're financially free, you would have more freedom to decide that balance. Yeah, as opposed to, let's say today, then obviously you have to work and so on. Yeah.
I actually feel like, because over the past 3 years, right, since 2020, a lot of us have been working from home, right? And there was a period of time where we have to be at home.
Yeah.
We can't even go out. And that was actually the time where I realized that, hey, even if I can work from home, which I still do work from home like a couple of days each week, sometimes after like 1 or 2 days working from home in a row, I kind of want to go back to the office. Not because I don't want to spend more time with the kids.
Yeah.
It just feels like, you know, like perhaps I also don't want to be like, you know, at home just.
Yes.
I mean, I love to pick up the kids every day, but
Yes.
you know, it's not something that I would relish being able to do every day. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Twice a week, that's kind of nice, you know.
I think it's just the priority of spending time with the kids definitely is very high, I think,
Yeah.
for us as daddies. It's just spending that time the whole day 24/7. Wow, no.
It's not easy. It's not easy to be a house husband.
Yes,
or a housewife.
it's a tough,
right?
tough role.
Stay at home mom, stay at home dad.
Yes, it's a
not
very
easy.
tough role.
Yeah. You know, when I had my first kid, my oldest, right?
yeah.
Then we had paternity leave,
Yeah.
right? So of course, moms have maternity leave.
Yes.
4 months. Dad at that time I think was 2 weeks. Now
Yes.
it's 4 weeks, but back then it was 2 weeks,
Yes.
right? And I still remember after 2 weeks, and I went back to the office, right? I felt happy to be in the office. I could get my normal kopi C from the, you know, coffee shop downstairs the office, and you know, and I actually felt somewhat like I could have more time to myself, because it's like, you know, at least lunch I can eat with adults. Rather than have to rush down your lunch because the baby is crying and you have to do something. So actually, you know, I realized that, you know, coming to the office is not too bad, you know, sometimes as well. But before that, I never thought of it that way.
Yes, I think I split my 2 weeks. I didn't take it one shot. I one go lah. So I split it. I think I took 1 week after I split it. But I had good support at home. So I think that always helps, the support from my wife, but also the family.
So I see that you guys are kind of done. Okay, so just show to the camera that, I mean, you can just hold it up and, you know, let them see.
Oh, yours is pretty cute.
Okay lah, mine's-
Oh, got quality leh.
No,
I'll pay to buy that. Mine, I'm not so sure.
Maybe
Yes.
you guys show the front of the bouquet.
all right.
Yeah.
Sure. Looks like this.
Get it? Yeah, looks like this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, your flowers are chopping out.
Oh,
Okay, so now, right, just to end it off very nicely, because this is supposed to be for your wives, right? So I'm going to ask you guys to do something a little bit, maybe probably out of your comfort zone, which is to look at the camera and then maybe say some words of appreciation for her.
Sure.
Yeah, I know it is uncomfortable. So I see that you seem a lot more uncomfortable. So maybe team, you can go first.
Should I say your name? No need, right?
You don't have
Okay.
to. Yeah.
Hi. Okay. Yeah. Look at the camera, right?
Yeah.
Hi, wife. If you're watching this, make this flower for you. Tried my best, as you know, I'm not that great in it. Awesome wife. I think the best thing I ever heard my daughter say about my wife is that they want to grow up to be like a mother, like their mother. So I think that's an amazing job that you're doing. So good job. Yep.
oh, you do good flowers and you give great speeches, man.
Just be sincere. Just be sincere.
Okay, let me not even hold it. Yes, to the wife, to my wife. Yes, without you, I think the family would be even more chaotic. But it's a happy, chaotic way, as it is. Very thankful for everything that you do. Probably don't say it often enough. So thanks from the bottom of my heart. The flowers don't represent the amount of love I have for you, but yeah, I'll show it in other ways.